Welcome back, and what is up, everybody? As you can see, it's kind of hard to hide. We have a Trommel. This is a 1/14 scale Trommel I picked up off of eBay. This is made by a person, an individual on their own, and it's functional. I knew exactly what I was getting into when I bought it, so I have zero complaints. But for my purposes, I planned on rebuilding it from the beginning. All I really needed was a good gear drive, the Trommel drum, and a decent pit to put it in. I was going to rebuild my frame to purpose my own needs anyway. But the seller was great communication, great price. I know he didn't make much money on this because it takes a lot of time to print this stuff out and to ship it. I think he had listed like $39 for shipping. I saw the shipping label at $89, so I mean, he didn't make any money on this. I have zero complaints. It was as described. I zoomed in on the pictures and knew what I was getting into. So one of the largest things that's going to be an issue with this is hot glue. A lot of these pieces appears to be hot glue to me, which I'll be able to strip off and use my own glues. And I have no aversions to using things like wood, but the frame is wood, which was just kind of an odd thing because when I was zooming in on the pictures, I thought the whole thing was 3D printed, and it's not an issue at all because he did a good job as far as that goes. Now, some of the parts, they're on the non-industrial side. There's a lot of mixed-matched hardware and things. I'll get you turned around so you can see. But this thing has a ton of potential, and it does work. Now, when I got it, it had the female connector for a Dean's plug on it, which is a little concerning because that means if you're watching this at home, Mr. who sold me this, check your batteries, because that means you have the male side on your batteries and you've got two exposed plugs on a battery, and that's a little dangerous. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they should be switched the other way around. Female on the battery side so it doesn't spark off on anything, male side on the ESC or motor in this case. So what I have done is I have immediately resoldered a new connector on that under here, and I do have a battery, and I'm gonna get this turned around. We'll get closer, a little bit closer in so you can see what's going on, and we'll fire it up, run a few things through it and get a closer look, kind of see what I'm talking about, because I plan on rebuilding this with most likely a stainless steel frame because I have a lot of access to stainless steel at the moment. There was a project at work that got scrapped out and I got a few good sheets of that, and I've got access to a bender so I can bend that around and cut that out and make that work for this. At least that's the plans as of now. Well, let me get you a little bit closer and we'll discuss this further. Okay, coming in closer. Now, this had another like kicker shoot off of it, but that broke during shipping, but I'm going to remove all that and use stainless on that. Get you a look down inside if it can pick up in there. You can see there's just a chute that leads down into the drum. Gonna be going in and out of focus here as we move around. This thing's always trying to sort itself out. Looks like he started trying to put lights up here and then gave up on the project, possibly. And that's the hot glue, which I can fix that with regular glue. This is PET-G, and the drum itself seems to be printed fairly decently. Up underneath, you can see this is where I used the wood frame. And here's the gear drive motor and the spur. I wouldn't mind reprinting that, or the pinion for this. I guess the spur would be the drum itself. I wouldn't mind reprinting that or printing a couple spares. It does have a gear drive motor, and I did resolder new leads on the back. So I'm going to get something to put on the end of this, and we'll run something through it as a quick test. And here we go. Let me get this fired up for your viewing pleasure. Now, this is on 7.4 volts, which I think is plenty fast enough, if not maybe even a little too fast. So it is a 12 volt capable motor. We got some pea gravel. Well, that's not good now, is it? Oh, look at that. So, We got gravel getting down in the gear drive there. Let me turn that back, see if I can get her going again. Oh no, we just knocked a pinion rod on off of there, didn't we? So, we have a couple of issues to sort out. Oh my, let's see here. Our motor's still going, so that's good. Yeah, that gravel just ground right down in that crack and kind of locked us solid. Yes, it did. So, we know now that we're going to have to do something about this entry chute. I'm going to have to make sure it kind of has a cone that leads around to the inside so it gets past where the gear drive is, so the gear drive isn't susceptible to being blocked like that. But, you know, this is how we learn things. Let's see if we can just tip her back out into here. It was working. We were starting to divide. Okay, here was our point of failure. The rocks are getting caught right there between this lip. Oh yeah, that's gonna need some work done to it, that's for sure. So, but you know, this is our starting point, and we'll get it going from here. Well, a little bit of work, a little bit of patience. We should have a good working trommel. Well, thanks for joining me for the first test and failures. We got to start somewhere, right? Every failure is just a new beginning. So, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for joining me.